Good afternoon, my dear students. Today I am going to teach you the topic degrees of comparison of adjectives. Actually, the topic degrees of comparison deals with the adjectives. Now, let us see what is an adjective. An adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. Adjective is a kind of word which tells about the quality of a person or a noun or a pronoun. Okay, how a man is, how a thing is, how an object is can be explained by this adjective. Okay, it can describe person, place, thing, or an event. It can describe, it can tell about the quality of anything such as person, place, thing, or an object. Okay, this is about an adjective. For example, if you see here, the pencil is long. Here, the word long tells about how the pencil is. Pencil looks very long. Okay. Next, the marker is longer than the pencil. Here, the marker is longer than the pencil. We can see the difference. We can see the comparison between the two objects. Right. The ruler is the longest among the three. Here we can see the quality of a man. Here, the ruler is being compared with more than two. That's why this is a this is a kind of adjective. In all these three sentences, we can see the degree of adjectives, degree of comparisons. Okay, this is about degrees of comparisons, right? Now let us see the types of degrees of comparisons. Actually, there are three types of degrees of comparisons. First one is positive degree, second one is comparative degree, and superlative degree. Now let us see positive degree. Positive degree of comparison is used to state the quality of a person or a thing without comparing it with other persons or things. Positive degree tells about there is no any comparison, there is just only quality of a thing or a person or a place. It tells about only quality of a person or a thing or an object. There is no any comparison in these sentences. This type of degrees of comparison is called positive degree, right? For example, long, quite, expensive, young. These are all positive degree adjectives. Okay. Now let us see the second one is comparative degree. The comparative degree of a comparison is used when two persons or things are being compared. Whenever we want to compare two things or two persons or two objects, then we usually use these degrees. Okay, it expresses that quality is present to a greater or a lesser degree in one of the two persons or things being compared. Generally we see one object or one person is greater or lesser than another one. One thing is lesser or another one. So if you want to represent something is lesser than anything, then we usually use these type of degrees of comparisons, right? For example, if you see longer, long is an adjective in positive degree, longer is an adjective in comparative degree. If you want to use an adjective in comparative degree, what we have to do is that we need to add er to the adjective. So long, longer, quite, more quite. Here we for quite we need to use more because it is quite. There is a disyllabic. Whenever there are two syllables in a word, then we generally use more in comparative degree, right? expensive, here expensive, here trisyllabic, that's why we need to use more. Young is a monosyllabic adjective, that's why we need to use er to the adjective. So in all we can say that what we need to understand in this degrees of comparison is that when the adjective is monosyllabic, then we need to add er to the adjective. When the adjective is disyllabic or trisyllabic, then we need to use more in comparative degree. This is about comparative degree. Now let us go for superlative degree. Superlative degree of comparison is used in comparing three or more persons or things. It expresses that quality is possessed to the greatest or least degree by one of the persons or things included in the comparison. Okay, super means it is quite superior to the rest of the degrees of comparison. Here we can see superlative positive is lesser than this one. Comparative is lesser than superlative is inferior to comparative is inferior superlative to this one positive degree, right? This is about positive degree. In this superlative degree, we have to compare more than two objects or two persons. Okay, for example, I am the most handsome of the class. Here it shows that I am comparing with other more than two people. She is the most cleverest student in the class. She is the most cleverest of all in the classroom. Here she is comparing with the rest of the students. That means there are more than two people. Whenever we compare more than two people or more than two objects or more than two events, then we will generally use these adjectives in superlative degree, right? Now let us see some examples here. Long is should be in positive degree, longer is comparative degree, longest is in superlative degree, quite is in positive degree, more quite is in comparative degree, most quite in superlative degree, expensive is in positive degree, less is in less expensive in comparative degree. In superlative degree we will have to add least expensive. Younger. In superlative degree we will have to add est to the adjective. Thank you for listening this class.